All right, hello. We are back. We have not moved on. You are going to be coming up soon on a spot where you're going to be in need of leveling up. You haven't been already, because not far from now you're going to be running into the Sinspawn bosses that are known to give low-level players a challenge. It's another one of those Git Good checks. Let's go ahead and fast forward. You just saved itself about 5 minutes here. Now, well, basically, these key spears are ones you unlock. Extra areas on. You need level 3 or 4, depending on the area, to unlock access to another character's grid. Mara needs level 4s in order to access anybody's grid for the most part. You'll probably have noticed some of these already. See, there's level 4s for these, access Ultima. Whereas, let's see. Here. Need a level 3, well, actually you need a level 1 to go into Titus's grid. Make sure to pay attention to the little icon there, the little glowing color. That indicates which character has already accessed that. If you're looking to get the perfect spear grid achievements, that's something you need to pay attention to, because it'll tell you who is missing what. So yeah, level 1 will take you into here, which means you can have a secondary Titus early on. And yeah, level 1s will generally take you to Waka, Lulu, or Yuna. You see here, this is actually Yuna's grid, yep. There's Quick Hit, which is a great ability. We'll get to that in time. This is what I'm saying. Give Titus, and Waka the MP spears early on. They will be starved for it. And remember, a pure stat is always going to be the highest one. So let's say, you find a plus 20 node, right? That's always going to be a 20 node. However, you can just put, if you clear it and you put an MP spear in, you now have plus 20 over that stat. So you've doubled it. Hit points are, the stat attributes are like, strength and magic defense are always going to be 4. I think, if I remember correctly, accuracy and evasion are always 4. Then you have hit points, which are always 400. If I remember right. So for the most part, you're not going to need to rely much on filling in some of these empty holes with these stronger stats. That is primarily for clearing out old stats and putting in stronger ones for late game content, as in optional late game content. You don't need to do it in order to clear the main game. You do need to do this, clearing out old stuff and replacing it with stronger versions for Dark Aeons, as well as Monster Arena.
Pinto sa, Sorry?
Forgive
And
me,
now this
sir.
thing changes completely
I
depending
meant to
on
say
what
pardon me, but
your
it came out
alphabet
in
stage
alphabet.
is.
Oh.
I am Rin. Hello to Sadwi.
Huh?
It means
Ah, well...
if you are interested, Bhed primers.
And
Finding
he'll
them
always
and
give you
learning
a
our
guaranteed
language
one,
might
yeah,
be
the guaranteed
fun.
one for this spot. But since
Here,
we already
let
had
me
the
give you
compilation
one in
spear done,
commemoration of our meet. Although you might want to be
this is where you get number 8 if you've missed the other ones by now. And like I said, you always get them in order.
Yeah,
So if you're
I
missing
hear
like
Bhed aren't liked
the
much.
4th or 5th one, you got to go back to the
so-
area where the 4th or 5th one is.
That's our cue.
And when you run into him later,
Oh, thank
depending
you for
on
your
your
help.
mastery
Please,
of the
use
alphabet
this.
language in the game, you get bonus rewards.
Huh?
When he shows up with the airship, he will give you even more.
It is a ferocious.
To the Chocobo.
So this is the Chocobo Eater we're about to fight. He's a small Git Gud check because he's basically seeing how well you've developed Ifrit, because that's one of his biggest weaknesses. Fire. A well-developed Lulu can also do some serious damage. Ugly little spud, isn't he? If you kill, Moon Character just will change differently if you can kill him. And he is a bit of a tough boss early on because of those, that high amount of hit points. And he hits very hard. So you may want to consider sacrificing an Ifrit here by doing a crap amount of damage at first. And once you knock him on his back, he's neutralized for a certain amount of turns. So it's okay though. Ifrit did what we needed, and that was a good chunk of damage, over a quarter of health. So he's vulnerable to darkness, which means you can break, get Waka in there. Wait, do we have a sensor thing on? Or we may have hit a glitch or something. Because we don't... Do we have a sensor item? We'll have to fix that, because this mod has a... always, a permanent sensor option that's not supposed to be on. So I may have toggled it on by accident. PC. Yeah, that's something you gotta be careful about with this mod. Sometimes they'll do that. Yeah, I just saw it by accident. Alright. You just turned it off. But honestly, I would have told you that anyway, just because I remember Chocobo Eater is, that, and he's also fire immune. Okay, yep, back to normal. So, Yeah, be careful if you use this mod, because sometimes it'll do that. But again, he is vulnerable to darkness and fire. Let's see. Make sure to keep him debuffed.
So, where did...
This is how the things change if you don't take down the boss in time and knock him back. Units, Aeons, if I remember correctly, they could actually ignore this mechanic. They would never be pushed back. But you had to have them fairly well developed as well. So this is a boring but practical way to get this, to deny him some turns. As long as he keeps spamming Sonic Wings, his turn will keep getting knocked back further and further. See? And we knocked him back a bit. Now, since he's so low, we can just go ahead and use Balfour's Overdrive, and then the party should be able to finish him off. And he's knocked down. Let's switch out for Lulu, because she could actually do some serious damage to him, even though she's only got level 1 magic. Ooh, good thing we just debuffed him too. We're getting close to death by now. There we go. So he'll always go back into that knocked over animation before he dies, and if you get the last hit.
Have you an interest in... As a token of our gratitude, please ask the...
Thank...
Now, let me see. I need to double check. You're supposed to get different, reward if you beat the Chocobo Eater. But so long I don't remember what the I know the story changes slightly because you get knocked off, and that's not necessarily an auto loss. Okay, so it's got 3 different endings. One is everything, defeat outright. You get everything except the level 1 key spear. 2 of those. Second is you push them off the high road. Everything except bonus AP for overkill is received. And third is being pushed off the cliff. So yeah, it's a bit of a scary one. And Aeons are immune to the knockback mechanic. That thing was flying.
Oh.
And as long as you don't redeem it, you can have it the entire game that one free redemption. Alright, so let's just get out of here. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this whole gamepad shortcut. There we go. Really feels like some of these were ones that should have been in the game, in the port to begin with. Never a good sign when a game company takes the Bethesda approach, which is let players fix the problems.
Word has gotten around. Now all the crusade.
We go back down here. All the way back down here. Well, first off, we could talk to him.
Coming down to the... You can't run.
Dude.
I'll make it up to you.
And here you had Mars, Crest. Mars is for Auron's weapon. So you go all the way back over there, and you can also talk to Waka if you are at the same time. Right. I should explain. You talk to Waka if you still need to do his side quest.
What are you doing on?
Oh,
I see. The Highroad end. However, we have sealed. You may ask the gate captain up ahead.
Was this angle necessary? Okay, so we got it where it does cutscene skip force and doesn't mess with the normal speed. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, I'm getting used to this mod, so it's gonna appear goofy. Depending on how much money you have, it's rare to have this much skill unless you've done some serious grinding. Get a better reward depending on how much you have. Oh, that's a good one. Sensor and plus bonus. All right. And this is the Operation Meehan segment. As if you need more, proof that this guy is gonna be bad news, just by hearing his theme. It's like the first time we see Met stuck on screen as Solus, you hear this theme you would hear around the Joker. Like, okay, yeah, we get it. He's gonna be a bad guy. Okay, I was just checking something, yeah. Oh, now it's back to just... Holy crap! Get him hauling ass!
Excuse me, Lady Summoner Yuna?
Yes.
The command center.
There. They can't go... Yeah, you get railroaded in this. We'll just save. Sorry. But not save the game, but to save. Here's for now. If you run around and fast forward, this could be hilarious, like I said before. Am I imagining it, or does that have the PlayStation icons? I don't think that's normal. Let me check the mod. I don't see. Yeah, that would cause that. Okay. Yeah, that's really weird. I don't see anything here. It was, I said it might be a file setting. We'll have to adjust that. All right. Well, yeah, we'll try to check it after this. After this, the next chance we get. Didn't be shown to PlayStation prompts. So, the upcoming decision you make will change whether or not he lives or whether or not the other Crusader does. Yeah, sorry. There we go. And note, this is actually one of the another early indication that the Yevon is corrupt, because they're using Machina. Waka is pissed, rightfully so, about it.
It won't work anyway.
Don't say that. It might be a hopeless campaign.
Shockingly, Waka
and
will
it
be
might
proven
mean
right.
defying yet, but the Crusaders and the Albed, they're doing their best
And
to defeat
something that's
sin.
never explained is where did they get these Sinspawn from? How are they able to capture Sinspawn, and how long can they live without something like Sin being nearby? There's just so many questions. Most of his early game junking itself safely. So, where was Yuna? Yeah, this is something you can only see if you have the entire thing. Where is you? Oh, there she is. Go, dude. You went to her. She says she's fine. Shut up. And here is, what your boss is seeing. When are you paying attention? This is one that you need to be paying attention to. You can't just straight caveman it. Basically, you need to get his arms down, then you can attack the core. But also, you gotta keep the head suppressed. Oof! We need to put her out. Notice he's immune. And once the head starts moving, attack it. Otherwise, you're in deep trouble.
Cast a spell.
And use Waka as well. We're going to cast haste on her to get her out so we can put Waka in. Notice you can't use blind on him. But just attacking him period will do that. Once again, use Waka. Once you get to notice, then you can worry about other stuff. Focus on the arms. Once the arms are both destroyed, then you can attack the middle freely. The head, if you allow it to pull its attack off, does heavy poison then. You don't want that at all. Or get rid of the other one. Well, as best we could anyway. Also, bear in mind, these respawn over the course of the fight. If you have mega potions, use them. But they're pretty, limited at this point in the game, so be careful. Ah. I think we may have gotten caught. No. Notice what it says for boss 1. That is, the head. You didn't move it yet. Aeons can do some serious damage and give you some free turns. A good strategy for them later is to use them as meat shields, or really nasty attacks. There's an attack, there's a boss in the Makalani Woods that is really useful for the shield strat. Ooh, see what I mean? That is a heavy attack. And unfortunately, she got KO'd. You might want to consider trying to come into this with full overdrives for everybody. It helps immensely put out some serious damage early on. Yeah, notice he's going to keep doing that. I think we're going to try to, see if he's immune. I can't remember if he's immune, but he should be immune. Most bosses are immune to stuff unless they're explicitly called out as being vulnerable to something. Yep, see? It's unfortunate. But this can be a very tough fight. So Lulu is a bit of a risk right now because she's got so low hit point. That head should be getting close to death by now. You can always whack it back in, or somebody with a sensor item in order to see whether or not he's getting low. Ooh. Healer down. So we used up our mega potions, but you can get a lot more of them later on. Notice how hard he hits him. He's hitting for nearly half health each time, so Oron alone by this point should be just, straight bopping them. Comes in pretty strong. And Overdrive here will take out the arms again, and the head. Put serious damage to the body. This is working out pretty well. We can do a lot of free damage on him, and then this battle quicker. This is unfortunately only phase 1 of the battle. You will have to fight him again shortly, but it'll be a little bit different. Unfortunately, we cannot say, go for another overdrive. Would have been nice, but try to summon some of these in, either unit overdrive or their own overdrive. And as a reminder, if you summon an Aeon with a unit overdrive while they have their own overdrive, you can actually use 2 at once. That kind of min-max, nonsense, comedy is, something important to know later on. As some bosses are a lot less of a hassle if you know you can do double Aeon overdrive. Now that Yuna has lost both of her Aeons, he's not going to be much use other than heal body. Which we should absolutely be doing right now. Try to focus on one arm at a time. Oron does extreme damage to them because they are considered armored, and his katana is piercing by default. Wrong button. Okay, she's got ethers. Now we had an ether. That's... well, it must have been something else. Oh, she's actually unable to do anything unless we burn the elixir, and it's really early to be burning those. But it's whatever. Those are not hard to get. Her being able to keep party life is incredibly essential. Because being the white mage in the game, she is critical for a in-game party. So at this point, you're just going to keep auto-attacking Yeah, the arms get him down. May want to just consider pulling her out and using Kamari or Waka for damage. Once the head goes down, it does not regenerate this fight. And, you know, pretty much unleash Overdrive, whatever damaging stuff you have left. Friggin' ow. Oh, yeah, we gotta figure out why it's showing the PS3 pumps. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep getting confused. It shouldn't be, but I think it's some kind of glitch with the mod. Again, we'll get a chance to check it soon. Okay, he's getting close to death. Good couple of Overdrives to finish him off. At this point, we're going to want to focus on the arm to get it down. And then that way we can put all of Titus's slice and dice onto them. onto the main. You can tell he just does not like Titus. Alright, how many hit points you got left? Oh, you're hit point critical. Ooh. So this fight definitely is better if you have access to full overdrives going in, as well as some level 2 magic. Honestly, at this point, we can just ignore the arms. See, they just reduce the damage. But Auron would not care anyway. See? He still does heavy damage through the shielding. Okay, so this time we let the FMV play out, and it's, you know, it went through. So I think it was some, you know, bug with cutscene skipping. Now we can skip this one. And we're back into regular rendered cutscene, and you know, Sinspawn Gui has come back. This time we have Seymour around. This fight plays out, you know, significantly differently.
Stand back, Lady Una.
Yes.
Notice he has level 2 magic. And notice the boss is significantly weakened from before. Generally speaking, he will end this very quickly. And since we lost our summons during, you know, the replay of the battle, we don't have access to our, you know, stuff right now. Note, you cannot switch out your party members. You're hard locked to Auron, Seymour, and Una. It is possible to see Seymour's overdrive, but it's very rare. You'd have to intentionally delay the game, or alternatively use booster. And I will show. I think, you know, if you use the overcharge booster, it will charge it up here. So when we get him down to 1 hit left on his body, we're gonna turn it on just so I can show it. But I'm pretty sure I did not show it in the main playthrough. Notice how much damage we're doing level 2. So if you have Lulu with it, level 2 magic is becomes significantly different on this section of the game. And it's honestly something we should probably do, off screen, is grind her up to get those level 2 spells, because she will become very strong quickly, or early and mid game. Gets shined out late, be water. Gets outshined late game by stuff like Aeons, in-game Aeons, and more. So we're gonna see. First off, we see a skip point. Okay, one more auto, one more blast should take. Yeah. Okay, so one spell cast. We're gonna wait for Seymour's next turn to pop the booster, so we don't end up putting it on others as well. Oh, you have to wait for. Okay, I remember now. So it only if you pop the booster while they're on their turn, they don't get, but you have to wait for their actual next turn for it to tick over. It's dumb, I know. Okay, so now we're gonna pop it in. There we go. So this is the very hard to see under normal conditions Overdrive. He does have one. It damages all enemies. So yeah, normal conditions, you are not likely to see that. But it does exist in the game. So a decision you do or don't make before this fight determines whether or not it's Guzu or Lata who dies. Whatever the guy's name was. So yeah, that the little kid we saw was the Bahamut face, who's really been behind the whole thing, whole sending Titus to Dinnercan as well as Jekt. Also, we just saved ourselves about 15 minutes of stuff here. Mario starts talking at this point. So what we're going to do here is going to save and we're going to come back when we've got, these, level up. This is actually a very good point to start, grinding, because you're going to be dealing with some starting to deal with moderate enemies and everything. And yeah, plus you got an upcoming Belgemine fight. So we'll see you soon. Okay, we're back. So, but this mod turns out I checked into this mod more. It allows you to share AP with the entire party rather than just AP goes to whoever took a turn. If you're using the mod, use it. That alleviates an incredible amount of frustration, and it allows you to do farming quicker in order to continue on. A big part of this game is heavy grinding, and it feels odd that there's no way to to address that problem. There's no item, no ability that allows you to share XP without having to take a turn. It's dumb, right? So between that and using the speed boost and overcharge, you should be able to crazy farm to catch up and get to the point where you can move on with the story. Because a lot of what's going on in this game is heavy grind. And it's unfortunately a hallmark of Final Fantasies, especially into the PS2 era. Grind. So if you don't have access to the mod, just use boosters normally, right? We're still not super overdeveloped for this part of the game. You need to be deep into the game, mid and late game before you can start really using certain level up strats. And you can see it's still a bit better overall. So you should be looking for some of these stats similar to this. And you can see Lu's getting really close to her level 2, magic. Also, in the process of this grinding, we got level 3, Titus's third Overdrive, so we're not far off from Blitz Ace. If you can get Blitz Ace this early, you've officially unbalanced the game like holy hell. Like, I can't understate how much, that getting Blitz Ace before Mount Gagaset would just severely overbalance the game. Right, not unbalance the game, because, yeah. It's extremely strong, even with low gear.
Hey, how much?
Still away.
First down the moon, then we cross.
Oh.
I have to pray to the faith in every temple in order to earn the final Aeon.
Notice she's doing that, standing still, no mouth moving, just like, old school PlayStation. Anyway, just Djose Temple. Becomes our Bhed headquarters, and in 2, so that's crazy, right?
Pardon, but may I ask your?
I am Summoner Yuna.
As I thought.
No, we could use that earlier. Mind me just looting the place. Egg of Phoenix is a really nice item.
Hey, you.
Me?
You are you. Moroda's heard it.
I heard it from those crusades. Seems that summoners have been...
It could just be the fiends got them.
Sorry I don't know more, but watch your back. Ain't much future for a guardian.
What?
We're talking about doing your job.
Hey, I'm
So this
doing
is
good.
something we
Right, big brother?
we saw already with Albed Sykes kidnapping Yuna.
Please be careful.
Will do.
Later it's revealed they're doing it to prevent the final summoning because they
Posse.
figured out it's killing all the summoners.
We're leaving.
The few summoners who managed to make it that
Right
far.
See
It's
ya.
actually very rare Very correctly, Donna does get to the final, area. But everybody else ends up quitting the pilgrimage except
Cloister of
Yuna.
trials lie.
All right, Guardians, at attention.
We are ready.
All right, let's do it.
So the idea is to light up all of the emblem. Take note of this pillar puzzle stuff. You're gonna have to do it again in Michelania. Honestly, I think Michelania is the most annoying one. But the Bavel trial is also a pain in the ass, but you get that as part of the story anyway. And note you can't come back and get the ones from earlier. Notice you end up in an impasse here, right? We'll reset it. Once again, we had the lightning. I can't remember how to make the lightning come down. Now we got the one side lit up. There's 4, including the eye. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I remember now. Like these other ones up, and that one goes to the upstairs. Wonder why I wasn't doing anything. I'm possibly thinking of a different puzzle. Missing one somewhere. He looked this one, so you should have been able to trigger this. Ah, I see. Oh, we're supposed to charge the spirits. Yeah, that's what the entire point of that game was. See, look, I'm gonna be honest. The Cloister trials are part of the only weak parts of this. I'm better with the other stuff. Cloister trials are just annoying puzzles most of the time. Ah, see, we just didn't move it far enough. So that's something to pay attention to because it can be like that. It's annoying. You know, you're not pixel perfect. It will misbehave. And there's the last one. You need to keep this in there. Let me check that one again. Oh, at this point you don't charge anymore. That's what's going on. Look, again, Cloister was always a pain in the ass for me. Most everything else, I'll teach you. And notice how it interacts. Notice a little shining bit over there. That's not the right spot. And there's that. And you had to, go back upstairs to put it in there. Notice the lift does not come back. Okay. That shouldn't have happened. Like, that's unusual. Oh, it's because it's against the hit detection. Now I remember. Yeah, this was stupid. You had to be on a specific spot for him to recognize being pushed. There we go. See, again, it's there's a lot of this problem in this game. You have to move over and you press the the interact button. Not automatic. There's a lot of problems. The early games, they never got around to fixing, I think. We push. There we go. Now to lift us back so we can put the spear in there. And there we go. Our last stop here. Magic spears I would honestly give to Yuna, because Lulu will normally get a lot of those. Yuna is one of your best secondary magic casters after Lulu. Now she gets access to Holy, and when you upgrade Nirvana completely, you just spam the hell out of it.
We wait.
Well, still traveling. What is it, Bartello? You know this riffraff?
You are.
What of it?
Can I shake your hand? Arin. No.
Yeah, pretty much every
Sir,
Guardian is going to fanboy for Auron at some
You're
point.
the reason I became a Guardian.
Because he's a Guardian that brought a calm.
Thank you, sir. This means so much to me.
Calling the personal guardian the Lord Braska riffraff?
See?
And you call yourself a summoner?
Yeesh.
Bartello, enough. Get back here.
Hang in there, buddy. Eh?
Quite the
Go explore around.
She was working, healing the wound.
Okay.
This is one of the more cutesy scenes in the game.
Sorry.
Really, there's no rush.
A summoner with bad hair. What's the world coming to?
You could have woken me up.
We called to you.
Oh,
How about mood whiplash, huh?
what is it today? Everyone's picking on me. Oh, you too, Sir Orin?
Once Lady Yuna fixes her hair, we leave.
I feel like this is something that people should have been criticizing more. That the plot has some weird mood whiplash moments.
I hadn't really laughed. It was only later that
But then
the only
again,
one really laughing
it was
then
kind of the point
was
of
me.
the game is that some of
Laughing
these
must
they're
have been
trying
the only
to
thing
deny the
keeping them
inevitable.
going.
See, how does even points this out?
Off so early. Lady Yuna, you must be a...
I feel that I have
Again, was
rested
this
enough.
angle necessary?
Will you be leaving?
Yes. First we cross the moon...
Once we find Chocobos, our mounted forces...
Huh?
Captain! Wait for me!
And this is
What
a
took you
plot
so
thread
long?
that pays
We're
off in
leaving.
10 too.
You...
Lady Yuna?
Ma'am.
And around here somewhere is Belgemine, or yep, there she is. So this is an optional fight, but you need to do
We
it anyway
meet
because
again.
you get item from it.
I heard you took part. You've seen that Machina. In the end, only
You are right. I must train harder.
I can help with that, if you like.
Oh,
I
who voiced her?
propose a contest of aeons.
Sounds so
A
familiar.
friendly contest, of course.
But wait. Ben's voice is in two. Maybe, I don't know. Never really paid attention to that voice.
I'm ready.
Way
That's
she
the
sounds like
spirit.
Vayne.
But before we begin,
As in League's Vayne, not Wells.
I have healed
Could just be
your
the
aeons.
voice similarity, I
Well.
think. So if your Aeons are busted up for any reason, she'll always heal it before a fight. Like I said, she will always summon your newest one. So you cannot use your newest one. Oh, and as a side note, the summon animation is almost entirely the same as Yuna's, except for
whichever
the
Aeon you
Yuna specific emote. Or animation, rather. And
Don't
this
hold
is meant
anything
to
back.
be
Show me
meant
what
to
you've
clue
got.
you in that you can teach your Aeon's abilities. However, you can't do that until you've cleared this fight. It's not necessarily win, just clear it. Don't worry if your Aeons fall. You're going to get the item either way, but you do get a bonus if you win. Honestly, we probably should have summoned Ifrit, then Veil Force would get attack his weakness. Notice how much faster he's attacking because of that haste. Pain. Oh, we got lucky. I think we would have lost that fight if we didn't manage to get the second overdrive off. Of course, if you can come in here with Grand Summon active, it helps so much. Especially if you could get 2 overdrives off before he could cast haste.
You're good. You bet. Here.
Dragon Scale. Yep, this is a mix item. The Summon Soul is the one you get guaranteed either way. And this is just a short tutorial explaining how you do that. Pretty straightforward. And it tells you exactly what you need. Yeah. I would not suggest putting an elemental strength on one. Rather, I would not suggest putting immunity to an elemental strength. But like, Ifrit has no blaze. I wouldn't do that because he's, naturally absorbs it, so it's a wasted thing. Forced it there as part of the game, though. And this is the game automatically doing it, not us. So.
I look forward to meeting.
And the next time you do against the Belgemine will be at Remaster Temple. It's in the Calmlands, and it will give you the Aeon Soul, which allows you to directly put stuff in for improving stats on top of what they get normally from units level ups. You can see we've got a pretty basic list right now. There's only items that you can directly train with or show up. So if we have elixir, so that means we have to get the amount of elixirs in order to do it. It's only going to show you ones that you can actually learn if you get more of that item. God, this cutscene skipping is so useful, man. Can't understate enough how much it should have been, allowed us to do in the main, the actual game. Once again, see, we got stuff a little bit better. There's not much point upgrading for a long time because honestly, the early game armor is crap. No save point. Ah, there it is. Now, there is a boss upcoming, and you shouldn't need too much trouble. Right, it shouldn't be too much trouble at this point. I don't think it's ever explained exactly what city is down there. Here we go, boss. You have electric sword somehow. This is a very fun area to go to. As the boss is weak against electric. No, it's electric, but how weak, half element against everything else. Half resistant. Also, note we fixed the icons. It was a mod thing, I think, so we fixed it. So, note, he's just standing there in her idle sprite. It kind of seems strange that he give her a custom sprite. Like, when we see a similar situation in 9, with Garnet being captured by the Soul Cage, the prison cage, you'd think, hey, they gave her a custom sprite, why couldn't they do that here? Seems strange, doesn't it? Knock it back down. Those depth charges are gonna hurt. Oh, and also, a slight correction, Belgemine will show up again in the middle of the Calmlands, which is about, I want to say about 4 or 5 hours from now. So yeah, she goes to Remaster Temple, where you gotta finish her side quest by getting every single Aeon and then defeating her when she summons them. Let's go ahead and heal him. Notice he has different wares depending on which side of the river he's on. If you try to ignore her, so you gotta talk to her anyway.
You're not dead?
So since this thing, froze at the Operation Mayhem FMV, we're gonna let this play out normally.
I was done for back there.
Ah! Rikku! Hey!
Terrible.
Yeah, you don't look so good.
You beat me up.
Huh? Oh!
Oh, that really hurt, you know. You big meanie.
Wait!
Nuh-uh.
Yo! Friend of yours.
And you could say that.
Pleased to meet ya. I'm Rikku.
Yuna? Lulu? I told you. She was the one who helped me before I was washed up.
Wow, so you like all your life. What luck meeting here, huh? Praise be to Yevon. So, you look a little beat. Huh?
There's something...
Oh, go ahead.
Girls only.
Right.
So-
Sorry, Waka.
What's going on here is Rikku is her cousin, and it's never explained why Waka was so, he's radically anti-Albed, but he never ever notices that Yuna has Albed eye, that she is half
I would
Albed.
like
So
Rikku to be my guardian.
one of those plot holes that never gets addressed. To his credit, though, he does cut the crap out in this game, and he's much more tolerant in
okay.
2.
Open your eyes.
See? Like, the Albed have a
As I
distinctive thing, and it passes down to their children.
No
Rather, it passes down to their half Albed children.
Are you
How does he never notice? It's a massive plot hole.
100%.
At least if you ask me.
So, can I?
If Yuna wish.
Also, it's crazy they always have to
Yes,
defer
I
to
do.
Oren. Like, dude, you're just the one in charge,
Rikku's
right?
a good girl.
Well, I'm full.
Righto. Then I'll just have to be the mayor.
It was strange. Even though Waka had
See, even Titus noticing something's wrong.
he never realized Rikku
Exactly.
was one of
He's a
them.
dumbass. This is something I think we talked about in the original playthrough, but it's always bothered me. Never explained why he kept quiet about that, or if he even knew until someone told him. Anyway, Rikku. So check it out. Like I said before, she is going to be your fastest character normally, but also your highest luck character. She also tends to be squishy. She does, however, get access to 3 hit point nodes very quickly into her her spear grid. And she is your thief character. But by far she is thief, and she even gets access to thief again in 10-2. Notice she can also get access to a mimic ability, mime ability. You also start off with steal and use. This is going to be useful later. Let's see, where is... I think the Mercury Bribe is fairly deep in. Okay, there's spare change and abilities associated with Samurai normally. And notice she starts close to Yuna and Lulu's grids, but you need high level spirits in order to access their grids. There's Reflect, Dispel. Yep, those are Yuna's. So if you have a low 2 spirits, you can go to Yuna's grid pretty quickly. These low 4s to access Lulu's. And if you go level 1, you can actually send her right into Kimari's, which is an interesting prospect. She can't use Lancet or anything. Well, not the way he can. There's also something to know about Kamari is you can actually send him into Riku's grid before you can actually, use Rikku. Anyway, Riku's main use is actually not long from now. So once the party gets split up, and let's see, it was during the events of Post-Macalania, when you're on the Bhed Island, Canal, you end up losing Yuna for a while. Now, that means Rikku is actually immensely useful because of Bhed potions that have AoE healing. They also remove status effects. So you're going to want to stock up on them at one point. But Rikku does have severe use in mid and late game when Yuna's not available because she becomes a secondary healer. Not to mention her Overdrive can be very useful for stuff like I said with the Lulu cheese. Not to mention he's the third character that can fight underwater, meaning certain monster arena fights like the Shinru fight he is going to be useful in. And she can actually do really silly things with certain overdrives. So overall, Riku's actually not bad as a character. And you might see her show up in certain in-game comps. And here's a scripted fight. This is also Riku's big thing, where she can open up chests in battle.
Yahoo! You should know, I'm scary when I get mad.
Oh, sure. Now the model will have opening mouth. The proper usage of mixed skills can really change around certain fights that Rikku is required for.
That was... I can combine items and use them like... It's not that tough, really.
We have been expecting you, Lady Yuna. Welcome to Guadosalam.
Ah, now this is a good thing. This tutorial, we're going to be talking about that next time. Sadly, you have to wait until Rikku joins the party to get access to customization. Oh, let's find a save point. Oh, might be neat. Get base floor. Thanks for the free money, by the way. I mean, I'm just a stranger walking in your house, jacking your stuff.
Thank you.
Go ahead and replace Aura's weapon if you can. For the most part, you should be in a decent position to make your own better gear. Man, is there seriously no save point here? Remember there being one. You also can see the Guado glories. That would be the blitzball team. You see them roaming around. Notice they're just going to force you into that. Oh, there's the end. I knew it was here somewhere. Yeah, it's been years since we did all this.
Pity.
Oh, it seems that he's young.
All right, so we're gonna drop it here. We're gonna pick up here next time. We'll be talking about weapon customization and more. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.